Okay, so today's topic is what to have in place before you actually start dating to maximize your results. Because I believe the things I'm going to be talking about, if you don't address them before, you will set yourself up for lots of heartache, lots of wasted time dating the wrong kind of guys, lots of not fun and really not meaningful dates, and it will have more implications going forward because you will stop trusting men, you will stop liking them, you will lose faith in love, and then it is very difficult to get yourself out of this space because I've been there and I know. And everything I talk about, I have experienced, I have tested on my own skin, and I have done, meaning that I've done lots of mistakes, I've made lots of mistakes, and I got lots of lessons, which now I share with my clients and I help them save time and help them attract the right kind of guys. So I believe there are three things you need to have in place before you start dating to start attracting nice guys, decent guys, high quality guys, guys who are actually looking for relationships, guys who want to commit, are ready to commit, and just want to fall in love. And the first one is instead of looking for love on the outside, you have to focus on giving love to yourself, which means more self-love. Create more self-love in your life, because self-love is a total game changer. It was for me. And before I set these three things in place, I spent 10 years dating like a mad woman in London. I had been on 110 online dates before I actually realized it wasn't working for me. And then I went on a dating detox and I addressed everything what was in the way of attracting the right kind of guy. And I did my work, the inner work on self-love, self-worth and other things, which I'm going to mention later. And I started to date again, and very quickly I met the love of my life. And whatever I share on my live streams, I know it can help you find the right guy quicker. So listen up. So self-love. When you increase self-love in your life, many things will change for you, for your potential relationship in the future, around you, other relationships with people. But the most important thing is when you start loving yourself, you become a little bit more careful in terms of who you allow into your life. So your romantic choices become more empowered. You don't say yes to anybody just to go on a date. You don't say yes to anybody just to fill the gap in your life. You become more selective, and that's very important in dating because it's not about quantity, it's about the quality, because you want to meet the guys who match you the best and who are at the same wavelength as you. So you become more selective, you become also more confident and assertive. So when you decide the guy is not a potential partner, he can't give you what you want, you just simply say, thank you, it's not working, and you move on. You also have stronger boundaries, and that's another thing you have to have in place. So I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But when you love yourself, you naturally want to protect yourself, and you put certain boundaries in place because you don't want to keep hurting yourself. You don't want to keep wasting your time. You don't want to keep meeting the guys who can't give you what you want. You realize and recognize your value and your worth, and you go for what you deserve. You become more determined in your love search, and it serves you much better because the dates you're going to attract and you're going to meet will be fun, intelligent, more interesting, even though you might not click with them romantically. I mean, all of them definitely. You will have a nice experience because this is what happened to me. For so many years, I kept dating losers, jerks, time wasters, commitment phobes, players, narcissists. You know, the list is quite long. And not really. I wasn't having luck with men and luck with dates. And then when I worked on my self-love and I put the strong boundaries in place, I started to attract completely different guys. And obviously that changed the quality of my dating experience. And I know it can definitely happen for you to you. So self-love. And the most important thing about self-love is when you give love to yourself, you stop looking for approval because you approve yourself. And that changes the energy around you. You don't go to dates thinking, is he going to like me? Am I good enough? What to do to impress him? You just show up as yourself, as authentically as you can, and you give the guy a chance to actually decide whether he likes you or he doesn't. And that's fine. If he doesn't like you, that's fine. And most of the times, you won't be clicking with this man. It happens less often that you actually both click and both want to meet each other again and you have so much in common. It happens, but you have to go on a few dates before you meet a guy like that. So that's fine. Not everyone will like you. They even shouldn't, because people are selective and people, high quality people have preferences and they have their requirements. So they are very careful in choosing people. And I want you to become a woman like that as well. And this is what I do for my clients. We work on the boundaries, on self-love, or on becoming an expert at reading the warning signs to get out of the possible disastrous relationship, so you don't invest yourself into something which is going to end anyway. And it serves them very well because they are determined and they find men they really desire and deserve. So, self-love. I could talk about self-love for much longer, but I think I'm going to do a separate live stream very soon. And the most important thing is you go out on dates without putting pressure on yourself that you immediately need to find someone, because you become less desperate, you feel less lonely because you become your most amazing friend. And you take a very nice, peaceful and happy energy with you to dates and you become attractive to completely different guys. Then, strong boundaries. If I was to give you any piece of advice, it would be in terms of protecting yourself in dating and creating an amazing relationship in the future, I would say revise your boundaries, because the stronger they are, the healthier they are. And strong boundaries protect you from time wasters, commitment phobes, wrong guys, the guys who are not genuinely looking for a relationship. Plus, they also kind of communicate your value to the high quality guys who are looking for a high quality woman. They know you have your boundaries, you respect yourself, you love yourself, and this is really appealing, this is really sexy. So think about the ways how you want to be treated, how you want the guy to show up for you. Do you want him to stay in touch with you regularly, or are you okay if he just calls you once in a while? And I think you shouldn't. If you're looking for a long-term and meaningful relationship, the guy should be consistent. He should be showing up in your life. He should be asking you out. He should be creating opportunities to meet you. And this is what you should require from him. So no compromises. Strengthen and toughen your boundaries. So you show up like a high quality woman, because then you'll be attracting completely different guys. Also communicate it in your online dating profile if you have one. But the things I'm talking about should be worked on before you even start dating. So spend some time on loving yourself, increasing self-love in your life, setting up stronger boundaries. Look at your previous relationships. If you want to find out how to strengthen your boundaries, look at your previous relationships, how you dishonored your needs, how you dishonored your boundaries. And you always feel it in your body. I believe our body and intuition are very wise, wiser than our head. So we always have a reaction. If someone dishonors our needs or breaks our boundaries, we always have a reaction in the body. we often ignore it because we want to keep the relationships going, because there's such a aversion to being single, and we compromise too much. Then we get hurt in the end and the relationship ends anyway. But these are the lessons you should be learning from, and you should be taking these lessons to the now and set the boundaries going forward. So, for example, how do you want to be invited today? It's how much time you want to be given. Is it okay if the guy calls you today and says, hey, I'm available tonight, are you coming out with me? And obviously the answer should be no, because you should have a full life. You should have an amazing social life, friends and other commitments and pleasures and passions. And there's no such a thing like dropping everything for a guy who just shows up without respecting you, because for me it's a bit disrespectful if someone comes to me and says, I'm available tonight, so we can go out because I've got a slot for some reason. No, you want to be treated like a high quality woman because you show up as a high quality woman. So self-love is the first thing, strong and healthy boundaries is the second thing, and the last thing is the clarity. You need to know deep in your heart what you want to attract, what kind of man you want to be dating. And I'm not talking here about how he's supposed to look, what kind of job is he supposed to have. I want you to know how you want to feel around him, how you want to be treated by him, how you want to feel in your next relationship, what's the energy of your next relationship. And then you also need to know, in terms of clarity, you also need to know what your non-negotiables are. So, do you want him to be a family-oriented guy? Do you want him to want to have kids because you want to have them yourself? Do you want him to have a career? Do you want him to be into traveling or into sports? You have to find out for yourself what is important in your life so the guy matches the same things. Because it's very helpful if you are in a relationship with someone who values similar things. Then the relationship is smooth sailing. I mean, not problems-free, absolutely problems-free, because there have to be some challenges so you grow and expand in your relationship. But definitely it's much easier to be with someone who values similar things. So make a list of your non-negotiables and know them, because when you date and you realize, okay, we are not on the same page here. He is like a very quiet guy who likes to spend time at home, and I'm very outgoing. I like to socialize. I like to travel, and I like to do things. At some point, you will start clashing. At some point, you will have to pull your partner with you, and then there will be resistance. And unless you're perfectly fine with the guy to be a total opposite to you, that's also fine. Some people can coexist in a relationship like that. But from my experience, I know it's much more fun to be in a relationship with my current partner because we are very similar in many ways. We like to travel. We like to also be at home at certain times. Even though our personalities are a little bit different, our values are very aligned, and the relationship is much easier and much more fun compared to my previous relationships, which were hard work all the way from the beginning to the end. So I can see a few people online on live. Can you tell me if you have any questions? I can answer them now. But I wanted to mention that if you happen to be a single lady who is struggling to find the right guy, who is struggling with dating and maybe reached a point when you feel like you've had enough of dates and you want to have a break, I would love to help you. And please PM me. I'm going to post a link to a discovery call with me as well. So we can look into what you have been doing wrong and what's not working in your current situation in your love life. and I can give you pointers and suggestions what you can change to start attracting better men, to step into your power, to love yourself more, so you start sending a different energy out there and start attracting amazing high quality guys who want to commit and want to give you everything and make you the most happy woman on planet Earth. And even if you have never experienced such a connection with a man, and I used to be that woman, I used to look around and think, how these women do that? They have men at their feet and they don't even look that amazing. They don't strike me as the most confident women in the world. So what do they have and I don't have? That they have such solid, meaningful, deep relationships with their partners. And it used to be like a remote alien idea to me because of my romantic failures, because whoever I was with, it lasted for 6 months, 12 months, and that was it. I never could keep a relationship. I never could keep a relationship because now I know I made very poor romantic choices out of desperation and out of loneliness. And this is not how you want to choose your life partner. You want to stand in your power first. You want to be strong and feeling secure within, happy with your life. And this is the best place to attract a relationship from. Because then you attract a healthy and happy man, healthy emotionally, a man who is self-assured, self-defined, who knows who he is, and the relationship you're going to create with him will be just pleasure, with a little bit of work now and then. So please reach out to me if you feel like you need help. Also, if what I'm talking about resonates with you and you know some of your friends might need my help or my benefit from listening to this live stream, please do feel free to share it and send it to your friends. And I will be very happy to help them and help you if you are the single woman who is looking into improving her love life and looking into loving herself more so she shows up differently in dating. And also, I want to say who this session is not for, because in my practice, in my coaching practice, I'm not heavily focusing on dating advice, on attraction and seduction tips, because I think it comes later. If you don't address your inner issues and issues with self-love, self-worth, and desperation, loneliness, this kind of energy, if you don't address it before you learn and train yourself in seduction or attraction tips or more dating advice, you'll be sabotaging your dating experience and you will create more heartache than pleasure in your love life. So I definitely don't give dating advice just for the sake of it. It's part of my programs, but I focus on the inner work around self-love, setting up stronger boundaries, becoming an expert at reading early warning signs so you can get out of a possible disastrous relationship rather than get hurt. And basically, I help women to become the best version of themselves so they can stay in charge of their love life and attract the best possible man for themselves. Okay, my dears, I can see a few people on live, but I can't see any questions and any comments. So I'm gonna end it, and if you have any questions, if you're on the discovery call with me, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to talk to you and connect with you. Keep well for now, and I'll speak to you probably in 2 days' time. Ciao, ciao.